one.
Hey guys, we're the band Rich Kid Problems. We can't do any gigs at the minute because of the coronavirus. So what we're going to do is we're going to answer a few questions that you've sent in to us. Ellis, take it away.
So that was really professional. The first question we have is, what is everyone's favourite colour and why? Riley, do you want to kick it off?
Blue, because it's nice. I don't know. I've never really analysed colours.
That's a fair enough answer. Rachel, what's yours?
Yellow, because it produces serotonin, and I need as much of that as possible.
Oh, right, okay. Nathan, what's yours?
I'm blind, so I don't really have a favourite colour. They all look the same to me.
Okay,
You're
great.
actually colourblind?
Are you actually?
Oh yeah. You don't wonder why I almost skits out every time we have flashing lights on stage.
Ah.
I thought you were just epileptic.
Oh no,
I
that as
thought
well.
he was just stupid.
That's like borderline.
My favourite one is red because it looks cool on guitars.
Awesome.
The next question is, what is everyone's favourite song ever and why? Riley.
I'm starting again. So my favourite song of all time ever is November Rain by Guns N' Roses, because it's an absolute banger with some amazing guitar solos, and it's just lyrically an absolute masterpiece.
I like that. Rachel, what's yours?
Mine's a song called "What a Night" by the Lovable Rogues.
Okay.
I don't know, brings back a time when it was simpler. Came out when I was in year 5. When I listen to it, I feel like I have no more problems.
Nathan, what is yours?
I don't have a favourite song in the entire world. I basically go through phases of listening to 5 bands every 3 weeks or something like that, and then I sort of have a song I listen to, get tired of it, and then move on. So it's changed every single other week.
My favourite one is probably AK What a Life by Noel Gallagher, because it's just a banger of a tune. You can't go wrong with it, Noel Gallagher. Right, next one is, what is everyone's favourite animal? Riley.
Penguin.
Why?
Because it's just the most relatable animal to me. Because they just don't care, and they just they just have to walk through life, and yeah, they're just great. They're just fantastic animals.
Thank you, David. Rachel, what is yours?
Penguin.
Oh, for God's sake. Why?
I don't know. I think they're cute, and I like how I like when they waddle and they fall over. I think it's really funny.
Wait, Nathan, what's yours?
My favourite animal is Riley, because he smells nice, and just look at that face shape. Just look at that. It's marvellous.
Cut marble with that jawline.
What jawline?
Animal is an otter because they all look like wet socks.
Oh no, mate! Have you ever seen a wet koala?
Do you know when koalas are born? They're like the size of jelly beans.
That'd be an awful mistake an Australian could make.
Next question. I think we know the answer to this one. In order, who smells the worst when they come off stage?
Riley.
So it's going to be me. Let's be honest.
You're first. I would say I'm second.
I'd say I'm third because Nathan don't move.
Yeah, Nathan doesn't move.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say we smell bad. We just smell like we've been absolutely shredding the shit out of some music for the past 90 minutes. So, and obviously as a drummer, I flail a lot. I don't really know what I'm playing, so I just kind of hit things and hope it works. And obviously drives up a bit of a sweat.
I have to admit, I think at the end of it, I'm a close second because my shirts do get pretty.
Anyone who's ever come to our shows will because obviously at the end of our shows, a lot of people will say that was either good or really bad, one of the two.
There's never an in between.
Yeah, there's never an in between. So effectively, anyone who's ever come up to me after a show will understand, or ever been to our shows, because we do put quite a lot of energy in when we play. So effectively, we're all sweaty boys when we come off.
I think we've had the odd sweaty hug and it's mixed.
Yeah. I think the only gig that we've ever played where we weren't sweating our beans off when we finished was the Cantina gig because it was freezing.
Yeah, anytime you play there, it's Baltic.
I've never played a show in a hoodie in my life up until that show.
When we did the acute at Christmas, I played in like a full parka jacket and 2 pairs of socks because it was that cold.
It was just ridiculous, that venue. It's a good venue to play. It's got a really good atmosphere, but it is cold.
Get some heat. Next one is a country you'd all like to visit.
Australia.
Why? Don't say 5 seconds of summer.
I really want to go to the Steve Owen Zoo. They do a volunteer program, and you don't have to have any qualifications, and you can just go volunteer and like help with the baby animals and shit. Sugar. And I don't know. I really want to be able to just go outside and see a snake.
I own a snake.
Yeah, but I want to go outside and see a snake. Like a
I'll just put him outside. It's not an issue.
What is a country to go to?
Snake, right?
Probably America, because I've been once and it was really, really good, but I'd like to see all of it. I pretty much just saw Florida when I went. So I kind of want to go and see what America actually has to offer, because currently they're not doing much for us.
Nathan, where would you like to go?
I think the one place I'd rather go, like, best place I can ever imagine is Japan. Culture shock. I know. I think it's like the whole culture vibe and the aesthetic of just going there.
It is like a complete different world over there.
Where?
In Japan.
Thanks for listening,
yeah.
Rachel.
I had a blank moment. People are sending me questions, so I was just reading through them.
I think probably my ideal place I'd like to go is... I'd like to go to South Africa. I don't know why. But I think I'm the same as Nathan. I quite like to go like Japan or China. Somewhere in Asia.
I think we should plan like a band holiday. You know,
A band holiday to Asia.
money. Yeah, band holiday.
Can we not go America, because that's just going to be a lot more fun?
Yeah, but there's no struggles in America. I mean, like everyone there speaks English. If you go to Japan, you have all like hardness of trying to translate everything. It's challenges.
I don't want to go on holiday to be challenged.
Dude, I failed maths. Do you think I could speak another language?
Didn't you fail English as well?
No, I got English. Next question.
Did Nathan? Wait, hold up. Did Nathan get either of them?
I got my
You didn't get
English, and then
maths.
I had to resit maths like 4 times before I eventually got it.
Passed on first try. Just saying.
And then all the teachers were like, you know what, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and just give it him because we're sick of him.
They just saw you on the maths hall. We thought, oh, he's back.
Like 2 inches more in his beard every time.
Next question is, what is everyone's best album? Riley, kick us off.
What is in like my favourite album?
Yeah, what is your best album that you of all time for you? Favourite album?
I'm gonna have to say either the same artist, but I can't pick between the 2 albums. It'll either be Vessel by 21 Pilots or the self-titled album. Don't give me that look, Ellis. You should have known this was coming.
I did. I knew it was something like that.
They're 2 very perfect albums. They're 2 albums that when they come on, I won't skip a tune. I just love them from start to finish. And obviously, Josh Dunn, the drummer of 21 Pilots, is one of the biggest reasons for me playing drums. However, I do need to throw a little curveball in there as well. The EP, New Habits by Falling Free, banger.
Yeah.
Shout out, Rachel, favourite album?
God. So favourite album meaning like there's not one song you want to skip, right?
No, not just but what is your in your opinion? What is your favourite album of all time to listen to? Obviously, you can have whatever. Yeah, just what do you think is the top of that list for you?
Oh, I've never thought of that before. I have like 3 that are coming to mind. So, Youngblood album by 5 Seconds Summer. I think that's amazing.
That's
The Calm album, also by 5 Seconds of Summer, amazing. But Pollinator by Blondie, there's like that whole album is kind of like a big FU to everyone, being like, yeah, I'm like 60, 70 now, but still, I'm gonna do this, go on tour and stuff. And I don't know, I really like the album because it's what you'd expect from Blondie, but at the same time, it's a lot different than a lot of her other stuff. So I think it's really cool.
fair enough. Nathan, what's yours? What would you say is your?
Well, my favourite one at the moment is All Time Low's new album, Wake Up Sunshine, I think it's called.
Oh, that's such a good album.
Proper mint. And my other one is it's like Bring Me the Horizons, like Sempiternal, or was that the one?
That's a banging album, to be fair.
Yeah,
Sempiternal.
It just shows like how versatile that band has become, even after like Ollie lost his like screaming vocal type
He
thing.
didn't lose it. He decided not to because he said it made him sad.
I'd probably say if I had to choose, I'm stuck between two. I want to say Unknown Pleasures by Joy Division because it is just such. I just can't. Yeah, it's just a phenomenal album. Or I'll throw a little curveball in there and say Future Dust by the Amazons because it is just a pure rock and roll album. Like it is. You've got your heavy, you've got your mellow, and I don't think there's a song on there I'll skip. It's those two. I'd probably say are up there as one of the best. Next one is if you could. If you could create a band with any artists, who would it be? So someone said to you, right, 4 people. You've got 4 spaces in a band. Make people fit in those spaces. Who would you have? Riley,
do we have to be in the band as well, or can we just make a dream band?
No, just dream band. What would it be?
So we'd start with the back line. We'll go with Josh Dunn.
You can only have a drummer, a bass, and 2 guitars. We'll limit it to that.
Drummer, bass, 2 guitars, and a vocalist. 5-piece.
No, just a. Well, all right, yeah, you can have that, but usually just like a singer, guitar player. Usually.
So are we doing a 4-piece or a 5-piece? I need to know.
4-piece. We'll go
4-piece. Right. So obviously start the back line with Josh Dunn, one of the most versatile drummers that I've seen. Unbelievably good. He's entirely self-taught, and again, the inspiration to why I play drums. I'm gonna go with Dylan Mathiasen from Tiny Moving Parts as on one of the guitars. He's a math rock genius. He's got this unbelievable skill of singing while playing some extremely difficult riffs. Bassist. I don't really know. I don't really. Shut up. I don't really. I'm not too clued up. I'm not too clued up on bassists. I'm gonna go with a really good bassist that I'm actually aware of. Callum from 5 Seconds of Summer. Because I reckon, obviously, with Dylan Mathiasen doing all of his math rock stuff, and then like Callum Hood doing all of the bass stuff, I reckon that'd sound really, really good. On vocalists, I would have to go with. Oh, I don't know. That's a tricky one. No, I'm gonna stick to like local bands. I'm gonna go with Mike from Falling Free because he's got an amazing pop punk style voice, and he's an excellent musician as well. So I reckon those 4 as like unified would make some cracking albums.
Make some bangers for you to listen to.
Make some bangers.
Rachel, what is your?
Right, this is the only drummer I could actually think of, so you can't make fun of me. But Animal from Muppets, right?
Yeah.
I'd get Dave Grohl lead guitar.
Hang on.
No, I don't want him as the drummer because I think, obviously, I know he's a drummer. He was drummer of Nirvana, but I'm saying I want him. I want him as the guitarist. What other guitarist? Trying to think now. I was trying to think all through Riley's, but I couldn't think of anything. Bassist, I was going to say Callum as well. So I'm trying to think of another bassist. but I can't, so I'll stick with Callum. The other guitarist, I would say. This is really
Come on.
hard, actually.
Come on, Rachel.
Are you wanting me to say a local musician?
No.
No.
Right, it's just the face Riley was giving me. I was like, oh. Why can't I think of anything? Right, guitarist, let's just say Randy Rhoads, first name that came into my head. And vocals, Juliet Sims.
Smashing. Nathan.
Be a heavy band.
If I were gonna pick anyone to be in a band with, I'd say Jared Dines, because
Respectable.
man can do it. Jared Alonji, because he needs like to be out there again, because he's awesome as well. That's 2 guitars. Stevie T on bass, because sick. Oh no, actually no, Davey 504 on bass.
I'll go with that. 504
Yeah,
is
that's
crap.
respectable.
And just for the sake of it, and just to take the piss a bit, have PewDiePie on vocals, because that guy, believe it or not, can actually sing. And then I don't really know any drummers. Say Travis Barker, because he's like one of the best drummers out there, like in the world.
He is. All the stuff he's doing with Machine Gun Kelly at the minute is absolutely amazing.
I actually like the Machine Gun Kelly Travis Barker Misery Business cover.
Yeah, I did.
Everyone
Everyone was
keeps
slating it, and I was
crapping on
like,
it.
"It's
I
a
like
banger, though."
it.
Yeah, they changed the key and everything. It's all done in E standard in that version, you know.
For my dream one, I would have drums. I'd have Matt Helders from the Arctic Monkeys, because he's an absolute beast on the
Shout.
Bass, I'd have to have Peter Hook.
Obviously.
Surprise.
Saw that coming a mile off.
On one of my guitars, I'd have Matt Thompson from the Amazons, because he writes some heavy riffs, and he does vocals as well. And then for the other guitar, I'm not sure actually. I'd probably have Matt Bellery from Muse.
Yeah, but that's a shout.
I think that would be a good little combination, though.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so
Shout.
next one is, what is our favourite cover that we do live? I'd like to kick this
We're
one
going down.
No.
We're going down.
No, it's just not Sugar.
Feel It Still.
Feel It Still is a bop.
I enjoy it.
I was going to say Teeth, but I just think Feel It Still just has that bit more
Still, yeah.
a rockier edge.
Or as it's not been released yet, the cover that we will be working on very, very shortly, when everything kicks back off. Not revealing anything as of right now.
Wait, in fact, I think both of the 2 new covers we're working on.
Both of the 2 new covers. So
yeah, both of them.
I'm gonna spoil one of them, not the one that we're actually really happy to do.
No, don't spoil any of them.
No, we're doing it.
Wait, we'll wait till they come out, because both of the covers, the 2 very different. Well, let's talk about the covers. They're both 2 very different ends of genre. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I don't remember what songs
we're taking them.
Well, one of them we're keeping as normal, and the other we're gonna twist like we did with Feel It Still.
One of them, like when we took Feel It Still. Do you remember? Let's go into Feel It Still. Do you remember how we discovered that cover? Because I can remember perfectly in a session.
It was me and you in college.
It was me and you in college, Rachel. We did it, and then we were in the rehearsal room, and I was fighting about with the Marshall bass amp in one of the rehearsal booths downstairs.
Yeah.
And it had a bit of a reverb setting on, so I thought, oh, that sounds a bit like Feel It Still. And then, lo and behold, a banger was born.
I thought it started from when we were supposed to be recording, I think it was Love Will Tear Us Apart. Not Love Will Tear Us Apart, Post-Breakup Sex. And then Greg left the recording room, and we just went through Feel It Still like 7 times recording it. And then he came back and we were all jumping about.
We'd forgotten about it. And then we discovered it again at rehearsals as together as us. And then I showed Nathan the chords, and Nathan bashed out some chords. And
I remember
we were actually going to do it normally, though. I think we were going to cover it normally, but then Nathan just started with a pop punk version, and was like, okay, we can go with this.
And then we did the
long intro.
to it.
Yeah.
I think that was more me being like, I want something impressive. We keep doing the same stuff at every show. We need an intro, and I kept annoying you guys until you did it.
But when we do that properly and we get the lighting guy on board as well, where we dim all the lights on stage.
There's just something about it. Like
the best song we play isn't ours.
I mean,
about like after the intro, how everything just like stops. It's just that sound, but it's just that. It's
like goosebumps. Sometimes it doesn't go nice. The bass at that time, I'll like point and we'll look and be like, oh, it's not as nice as it could have sounded.
Like that, like the bass sound and stuff. It all depends on like the venue and the crowd vibe, like the atmosphere we're getting back. Because sometimes it's like dead flat and it's like everyone's just gone quiet and it's like really awkward. But sometimes you do it, it's just like it explodes and it's the best. But I think that is our best cover. Sugar We're Going Down. I mean, that is a classic.
It's iconic. We played that at nearly every gig for the 3 years that we've been together.
Almost 4 years now.
Yeah, we're knocking on 4 years. We only have one EP.
I remember we did our first show. I think that was the one song I think I'd practiced the most.
What song?
Sugar. Yeah, because it was
it's best when I don't have to sing and the crowd sings it. That's my favourite time when. So I used to get the crowd to sing the first part of the verse. So they'd sing that, and then in the bridge, we'd get them to shout the last bit of the bridge, going loaded gun complex, cock it and pull it. I can't remember the lyrics now, but they would sing it, and I didn't have to. And just because they would do it, it sounded better, so it was more like amplified. But we've not done that in a while, where we've had that reaction. We've just had people be like, "Oh, they're doing this again." So
yeah, so I think we're taking a break from doing that. It may make a return, especially if we do another 90-minute set, because we got to beef that thing up somehow. We've only got one EP.
Yeah, if we ever got it like big, we'd do that cover just as a little like callback to be like
call and response covers. The Rick Astley Never Gonna Give You Up, that works well.
That's works.
That's one of the better covers because again we took an 80s synth pop song and did it with just guitar and drums and obviously like a modern pop punk backline. Yeah, we don't talk about bass. We don't want you there.
Don't want to be there.
It's so we. To be fair, all the covers that we do tend to be like pretty decent because it's there's the songs that people know, but it's a style that they've never heard that song in.
I think probably our cover, which is most close to the original, is Teeth.
Yeah. Even then, it's not even close to the original. It's closer to the live version.
I think when we play that though, it's always too fast, like way too fast. But then when you play it the normal tempo, it doesn't sound fast enough.
Yeah, it's weird in between, but like that one, I think that came about like really, really well because that was just like I already knew like bits of it. You just went away and learnt it by ear. Riley got the drums off the live version, and it just sort of like came together quite well. That's probably our fastest cover that we've got down.
I don't think we actually practiced it together that many times before we performed it. I think we practiced once and then was like, okay, let's go.
The thing is, that's probably the song that we mess up the most because Riley doesn't know that there's a third verse. So I will just stop playing, and luckily everyone knows that I make that mistake every single time.
So it's just fine, keep going.
Yeah, or the punk time section in Runaway. That's a fun one.
No, it's not. So
I actually listened to the EP, and there's supposed to be like a nice little guitar work on top of that, but instead you do like blast beating, so you can't hear this nice little thing Nathan does. I was like, I listened to it. I was like, when was that in Runaway?
Yeah, it's just an EP thing. That's it. I don't remember like playing it, to be honest.
So next question we have is, how old was you when you decided music was a passion that you wanted to do? Riley, kick us off with your little stories.
With my little stories, I was 7 when I started playing the guitar. And then obviously from then, I was like, yeah, I was 7 years old. I wanted to be a rock star, but that never works out. So I settled for pop punk. But I was, I think, 13 when I started playing the drums. So that was 6 years ago now. So I'm going to say 13 when I decided that I wanted to pursue drums more than I did guitar. Then I pretty much from there, I was, I think, 15 when I joined RKP, and then just not been kicked out yet. I've had many close calls, but I'm still here.
It's
Oh, you
fine.
have?
I've got a drum machine in my Gear 3 Music basket just waiting. Rachel, how old was you when you decided you wanted to use a fake name on stage?
Oh, how old was I? I liked the idea of Batman and how he was Batman instead of Bruce Wayne, so that's why. Because when I was 6, I was like, I either want to be Batman or Rockstar. And I can't be Batman, I'm too poor. So I was like, let's try this one and hope for the best.
Your problems.
Yeah, but like, you know, if I went to try and like fight a villain.
Got a TV show.
Yeah, actually,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Riley, why are we called Rich Kid Problems?
Wait, I've not finished.
Okay.
Can that be the question after I finish
Yeah,
my
that
thing?
was a question after.
Right. So, and my mum used to like make me and my sister go to church choir. And everyone used to always be like, oh, your sister's so good. Your sister, oh, she's so amazing. And I used to get really annoyed at it. So when I think I was like 13 or something, I was like, I can sing. But I couldn't.
Watched it.
I can sing. And I was like, okay, so I tried it and I was awful. And yeah, I did it purely out of spite to be like, I can do this. Lauren might be known as the singer in the family, but I'm going to try it to annoy her. And then that's when I was like, okay, let's make a career out of this. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, now you stuck with us. Turned out great for you, didn't it?
What?
Nathan, how old was you when you decided you wanted to grow facial hair?
I think I was in year
like a full afro.
I think when I actually kind of forced myself to do it because I think it was like at the start of my GCSEs. I had all these options, and in one of them, the only thing that seemed good to me was music. I was like, yeah, I enjoy playing a bit of piano. Yeah, that's well good. And then it turned out that I had to actually know how to play an instrument. So, because they did like all these tests where you perform to the class with that your specified instrument, and then you get marked on the song you were doing. So I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to like learn how to play an instrument now. So I forced myself to learn guitar because that was the only appeasing thing. And plus the only game I played back in the day was Guitar Hero. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play guitar. And I kind of just taught myself the most minimalistic stuff I could possibly do, just so I could get myself by. Oh yeah, that was the first song I ever played on guitar. And even that, I used to play it like a bass guitar because I couldn't hold a plectrum, especially back then. My hands were all weird and stuff. But then after that, I started going to more music. Do you mind? Started going to more music, and then actually learn proper guitar. Started off my first band, Hearts Don't Fly. Cringe throwback. If you guys want to go like that band page, go for it. It's dead.
It was an amazing band. Let's be honest.
It was, and I was an honor. It was an honor to be a part of
it.
You was a part of it for like 2 gigs. Shut up, Riley.
1 gig.
Then like after meeting all my friends there, sort of starting a band, and I was like, you know what? This band's boring me now. We're not doing anything. I'm going to start another band. That's when I met you, Rachel, and then after that we started doing some things. But then you met Riley and his mate Billy. And you were like, oh yeah, we're starting another band. So I was like, why don't you just put them in our band? I mean, they're like people short. You may as well. So then, yeah, here we are to this day. So the history of my life, guys.
So I would probably say I wanted to do it when I was about 15, 16, because I did used to have a really small, like, I used to have like little toy drum kits as a kid, and I don't know where it went. I think it got binned. And I really wanted another one, but I was like, do you know what? No, I want to play guitar. And I was like, yeah, but everyone plays guitar, so I thought a bass is cheaper. So I thought I'll get a bass. And then the first song, I used to have bass lessons at Carnforth, and I think the first song I ever learnt was "The Chain" by Fleetwood Mac, the F1 theme tune for anyone who's uncultured. And then I learned "Runaway Baby" by Bruno Mars, which I still can't play. It still eludes me. And then I learned "Don't I Know About Arctic Monkeys," but then I gave up bass lessons because it was £50 a week, and it was just, yeah.
£50 a week?
Jesus Christ.
I swear it was like £50, something like that. No, I think it was, sorry. Not a week, a month. Yeah, so yeah, I basically just went on YouTube and taught myself everything. And then I didn't do music at high school. I did history and geography instead, and there wasn't enough people to do music, so they didn't run it. And then I went to college, did public services level 2 for a year. It was all right. And then I did music level 2, which is where I met. Well, I was on non-violent since I was like 2. And then I was in the same class as Rochelle. And then Rachel. And then she was like, "My band needs a bass player."
No, you came up to me first. Don't get it twisted.
No, to be fair, I was already looking. I wanted to be in a band anyway. I was looking for a band, and then there was a few others, and then I heard Rachel was looking for one. So she was like, I was like, "I want to be in a band. Can I be in a band?" She's like, "Yeah, my band needs a bass player." So it was just sort of fit right, to be honest. My first gig was on Valentine's Day last year. And I ain't gonna lie, it was, yeah. I was absolutely. You don't remember what day it is today? Shut up. I was absolutely bricking it, and I remember "Sugar" was the song I practiced the most.
Why? It's so easy.
It's so easy.
I mean,
You guys play it slightly different to the actual tab version. There's one note different that you play. So every time I've done it, I played it the tab version. So I was like, wait, no, that's not actually how they do it. I need to change that. And it was just like I needed to like embed it in my head that the notes were slightly different. And then, as they say, the rest is history. Boom.
Can I just say, you know the whole stage name thing? I actually do have a genuine reason for it.
So why are we called Rich Kid Problems?
So I'm telling this story.
A deep story.
Nathan,
let Riley tell his own stories.
Right. So when we actually started as a band back in October of 2016, we were originally called High Expectations. Now, Rachel, when she was younger, a little bit younger, she was on the TV show.
A lot a bit younger.
A lot, yeah, you were quite a bit younger. She was on the TV show Spoiled Kids of Britain.
That's not what it's called, so no one can find it.
Most spoiled kids in Britain.
Nope.
What I'll do is, because I do have the link to the video somewhere, when this goes live, I will comment the link to it.
Description.
I'll put it in.
Please don't.
And effectively from there, it kind of became an ongoing thing. Rachel would complain about something. Me and Nathan, because this was before Ellis joined, me and Nathan would go, "Oh, Rich Kid Problems," and then I didn't want to call the band Rich Kid Problems. I wanted to call the band Marvin Don't Panic, because it's 2 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references. But then majority vote took over, and then we were then called Rich Kid Problems, and that name stuck.
I think it's stuck. It's a good name.
A show of sorts. The name does always get said wrong.
We've had the band name be called The Rich Kid Problems, and that's what annoys me. I hate when people say The Rich Kid Problems.
The Rich Kid Problem.
Yeah. The other one is like Rich Kids Problems.
Rich Kids Problem. Rich Kids Problem. I hate it.
Yeah,
it's so
Rich
annoying.
Kid Problems.
It's like my biggest pet
absolutely
peeve.
vile.
Okay, next question. we
I
have.
didn't get to finish my genuine reason, but okay, I guess I'll die.
Okay, fine. If you do the 13 reasons why, just do every take to me. It says, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I think this
Dead.
is like the whole band's one. Where do we see us in 5 years?
Dead.
I mean, I didn't say that, but
Did we all say that?
no,
Suicide?
I think genuinely, I like to think this very, very small and slow rise that we're on at the minute will continue.
Well,
I'm pretty sure now
as AC/DC
I-
said, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
No.
I think by this time in 5 years we'll at least be playing Manchester Academy team.
I reckon in
Well,
5
this is-
years,
Or selling out the Sugar House.
in 5 years, I actually reckon if we keep annoying people, keep pushing, keep writing, I reckon we could get a spot as like a supporting act for like
Massive
biggest
Waggers.
band.
Shout out Massive Waggers.
I reckon that we could actually make it out of a lot of musicians we've seen come and go in our area. We've kind of lasted a long time, especially with everything that's gone on with the band, with losing members quite a lot. So I reckon if we can get through that,
Which is the most cursed role in the band.
bassist.
Basis, 100%. We've had two drummers, two guitarists. Bear in mind, I was the other guitarist. We've only ever had one vocal. We've had at least 8 bassists.
Oh yeah, I
well,
was bassist. Nathan was bassist. Billy was bassist. Benny was bassist. Who else? We had someone else.
Ed.
We had Ed. We had Joe. I swear you at one point.
Yeah, but those were like stand-ins though. Stand-ins don't count.
Never had me out. Yeah, they count. It's a cursed role.
They never stayed, did they?
Well, it's not like they were like told to.
I think Ellis is currently our longest standing bass player. I think he's now
Yeah.
outlasted Benny.
But do you not reckon we could actually make some sort of name for ourselves in 5 years?
At least be like a local name.
If we don't have a name for ourselves and say, how many like fans we have following us on our social media, I want to make like a goal. So like in 5 years' time, if it's not at this, we just quit, because then we'll be like, no one likes us.
Should we shoot for like 1,000? Because we're on like 300.
I'll say shoot for 1,000.
That's taken 3 years.
Look what the Instagram is at the minute. The Instagram one is
That's different because we follow about 9,000 people on Instagram.
the Instagram at the minute is on 607.
Yeah,
The
Facebook's on
Facebook
like
page
300.
is like 300 and something.
366.
Right.
1,000.
YouTube,
In 5
we
years,
have
1,000.
YouTube. We have 11 subscribers.
No, we don't.
Yeah, but how many views?
On each video. Do you want me to see?
Well,
We have close to 100 on each video. And I'm pretty sure there's like 60 subscribers. I'm pretty sure.
We don't have 60
You're on the
subscribers.
topic section. Hang on.
What?
Just there's 2 different.
I would check how Spotify's doing, but I'll just leave the call.
Yeah,
It's just not.
problems. We have 62 subscribers.
Do we actually?
Yeah, Electric Blue has currently got 189 views. Aliens has got 131. Front Garden, the album, the EP version, has got 78. Runaway's got 157. This song is not for you, but it's totally not about you. This song's for you, but it's totally not about you. Is 102 views, and the Front Garden single version has got 65. So currently, our biggest.
Our most viewed video is Runaway Live. That's 231 views. I reckon, let's say, if we can get 1,000 views, likes, and because we get like 40 likes on our stuff on Instagram, that's like our biggest kind of interactive platform.
Considering we've got 600 followers, where's like the 560 rest of you are?
Fake fans. I say in 5 years, I reckon we'll be well past 1,000 everything, and we'll have our own little tour or something, because we will have had a few either EPs or albums or singles out by then. I'm shooting big.
There will be an album out by the end of this year.
There will be what?
You what?
There will be an album out by the end of this year, I reckon.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
Yeah, no,
You know
see,
what?
No,
I
there's a
want to
situation
shoot
going
even
on.
bigger for the 5-year thing. I'm gonna say it. We're gonna be doing a festival, and if I
Well,
say it, it's gonna start happening.
that
Well,
leads to my next question of what is your dream venue or festival to play?
Download.
Leeds.
I say Leeds Fest.
Leeds.
Warped Tour.
What?
Warped Tour's a shout. Warped Tour is a
Warped Tour.
shout.
That's the biggest. That's
Slam
the
Dunk.
one I wanted to do when I was little. I'd pretend I was on Warped Tour. When I'd be
Slam Dunk,
practicing.
though.
We were
The festivals we're playing this year have just been suspended. I mean, the one Nice and Sleazy festival's still going. That's just been moved down to September.
I've not had an email from the guy to tell us.
Oh, we're on the lineup. If you go on the Nice and Sleazy festival
I've
thing,
not been told by any of the Right, let's not talk about this on here because I'll get like.
yeah, we were booked for Eden Festival.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's happening.
So that's a
Probably
possibility.
not.
I
Download got cancelled same weekend. So.
I think I'd like to say Leeds Fest.
Leeds Fest is like the dream
Leeds.
festival for us. Yeah, Leeds.
Right, I'm gonna say less than 5 years. We're gonna be doing something at Leeds.
You're brave.
I'm being brave.
You're optimistic, aren't you?
No, just imagine though, 5 years we look back and be like, oh, remember when we said this, and we'll be like, oh yeah, now we've got like a lot of. We won't have money because we'll spend it on stupid stuff, won't we?
No, we
Yeah, to
won't.
be fair.
We'll buy like a really realistic lightsaber. Oh wait, what did you buy for the day?
I'm still waiting for that to arrive. I spent far too much money on that.
500
And then-
quid. Get one of those like effects lightsabers.
No, I didn't get the £500 one, but I did. It was not cheap. But it is one of the proper hyper-realistic ones. So like you screw it all together. I'm so excited for it to arrive.
Yeah.
I
I've
have
just
some
bought Star Wars
questions as
Fallen
well
Order.
from people once you're done with yours.
Yeah, that's what we. What? So you've got some live questions now.
Right, so
These are what? These off Facebook.
off a bit of everything.
All right, shoot.
So we go, what are you guys up to as a band or as individuals during the isolation period?
As a band, we're just talking about what our next steps are to do once this is over, which is straight back in the studio, record as much as we can, and then
Hopefully release something.
hopefully release something, work on our new covers, play as much as we can. That is essentially the plan, is just jump straight back into it.
One thing that we are working on during the isolation is because it is one of the most requested things we've ever had as a band. We are looking to release Karen as a single.
Yes.
I have an idea for Karen as well. In the intro, I want to get as many people and friends as we can in a room to sing the intro of Karen, you know, so it's like a choir. And then people could share it on their own platforms and be like, we're in this song, listen to it.
Yeah, in fact, that's a good idea. If anyone's interested in that,
Hit us up.
message us up and we'll sort that out. We'll sort a day for that as soon as we possibly can. Yeah, basically just a lot of like individual writing stuff to what we can all bring to the table once it's finished. Definitely planning to do more gigs and play our rescheduled shows. Definitely hoping to, obviously, like I say, by the end of this year, release an album.
Yeah.
By the start of next year, I want to go on either a mini tour of the UK
Yes.
or just something like that.
There's a lot of things in the pipeline. It's just obviously it's a lot more difficult and
It depends on what people want from us. Like
Yeah.
we're willing to give whatever everyone wants from us. We're willing to do as long as we have the facilities to do it.
yeah, and it depends on how long this goes on for.
Yeah.
Well, from all the articles and news I'm hearing, I mean, it's either late summer or like late next year, like
Yeah.
early next year. I should
We don't.
say. Sound good?
Right. So, would you like to be famous?
It would be nice, but I'd rather be known for. I would much rather be like known quite locally, where everyone knows me locally, and appreciates our music, rather than being really really big but nobody's really a big fan. I would rather have a lot smaller, more dedicated fan base, and a much bigger one with not as many dedicated fans, if that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
me personally.
I think there's been times where I've had it. I know Rachel's had it. I presume you two have had it, where people have come up to you and be like, "Oh, I saw you performing the other day at so and so," stuff like that. It's a bit like
It's really weird.
It's a weird.
It's
a weird,
surreal.
It's strange, but I think that's as big as I'd like to get. Like, I'm going to take for an example, Queen bassist John Deacon, I think his name is. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It is.
So, everyone knows his name, but no one knows where he is. He's not in the spotlight anymore. He just comes out every now and again. I think that'd be quite nice to have. Like, everyone knows you, but nobody bothers you, because you get to the certain level of famous where it's just a bit like you can't
tedious.
you fart, someone smells it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want the level of fame where I can't leave my house without being absolutely bombarded. I'd much rather people like just appreciate the music that we can make. That's me.
I'd like, if we ever got big, I'd like it to be, instead of like people running up and like demanding stuff like photo, stuff like that, I'd rather people come up and like want a genuine conversation about what we're doing, instead of just wanting a photo then like going away. I'd want it so like everyone in our concerts and stuff felt like it was personal to them, like that level of fame. So where like you could go in the crowd and interact with people without it being dangerous, and you can go out and meet people after the gig, you know, instead of like all these really big famous bands who can't come meet their fans and stuff.
I mean, I'd like to say we've done stuff like that where we're in the middle of a show, we've just gone into the crowd, or we've invited people on stage, we've met people afterwards. But
Exactly.
it's been nice to do, but I think you don't want to get to the level where it's at the point where people can be at risk, or you can't do that.
Right. What are you listening to right now? What song right now? It doesn't have to be your favourite song, but what's the song you can't stop listening to right now? Mine's Wildflower by Five Sauce.
I thought it'd be 5 Sauce.
I think it's called Let You Go. It's something along the lines of Let Something Go. I think it's Let You Go. It's by Machine Gun Kelly. It's some from his earlier stuff, but it's
whoa. She said you need to let me go.
That one. And that one, because it as far as I'm aware, it's on quite like one of his earlier albums, and he's only started doing pop punk stuff recently. And I will say now, I'm more than excited, and I think it's one of the most highly anticipated albums of like that genre this year, for when Machine Gun Kelly releases his album with Travis Barker. Because it's just going to be, from the 3 songs that they've released where they've actually done pop punk, and the one that he's released with Travis Barker, and the other one that he did, Why Are You Here? They're all quite pop punky and things like that. So I just think it's going to be an absolute banging album. But that is the song I'm listening to at the moment.
I think mine would definitely be The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. There's just something about it. It's like such like an 80s vibe with the whole synth aspect, but The Weeknd's voice, it just fits perfectly with it. But I think, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Nathan, what is yours?
The song I'm listening to right now on repeat is Drown by Bring Me the Horizon. So, banger.
Do you know 5 Seconds of Summer covered that?
Yeah, I did. I don't like their version of it though. I mean, I've heard live versions of Bring Me the Horizon do it acoustically. And I've heard 5 Seconds of Summer, and comparing them both, I don't like 5 Seconds of Summer at all.
We definitely like that new guitarist.
We need to find a new guitarist. Bye, Nathan.
Rachel, next question.
What's the best gig we've ever done, and why? And what's the worst gig we've ever done, and why?
I can answer both of them.
So,
Okay.
The last gig we did was the best and the worst.
No.
Stop throwing the shade. Stop it.
That's
not shade. It was really last minute, a bit unorganised, with like stuff to do with money, and there's unnecessary drama afterwards, and there's no point.
No.
We were all mad on stage, and that's why it became our best one, because we kind of got to a point where we don't care. We're just gonna do it as loud and as angry as we could, and it came out banging.
I think our best gig was at the end of last year when we played and opened for Falling Free.
Yes, I agree with that.
That was so good.
That, or our headline show when we did Run Away for the second time because some absolute bunch of mad heads in the crowd wanted to know my song.
Oh wait, I take back the
crowd
worst
nearly killed me. No,
The
the worst
worst
gig by
gig
far.
Was
Worst
the
gig
Battle of
by
the
far.
Bands
No,
at the Cantina.
no, it wasn't. Unfortunately, Alice, you weren't in the band at this point.
Good.
But
Absolutely.
basically, me, Rachel, and Nathan, we were booked by obviously a venue to play a folk gig. And we brought the average age in the room down by at least 30 years when we walked in there. They were not expecting pop. But do you two remember this?
No.
Which gig's that? Sorry.
The time that we got booked to play a folk gig.
What venue was it?
Yeah, where was it?
I don't want to say because it's throwing shade. It was quite early on. We got booked to do a folk gig, and we played literally 3 songs. I'm pretty sure we played Knuckles, Runaway, and Sugar. And the crowd was just not interested.
I don't remember this. I honestly
I'm
don't.
really trying. We've had a few gigs where it's been kind of dead. I mean, it happens. I think the worst one for me, it was just me and Nathan. We went busking around Highest Point, and we were stood and playing and singing to literally an empty field. And people kept walking by, being like staring at us, so it was so awkward.
Yeah, but we did get money for Mackey's afterwards. I do remember that.
Yeah, we got £5 from someone. Someone gave us a whole £5.
I think one of the best shows that we've done was when we did the warm-up show this year at the Exchange for our headline show, because there was just something about that show that, like, it was the anticipation for our headline one. And
at the School Aid.
Yeah, the School Aid, like just the amount of people that was in the room, and it was just like,
and the amount of buzz we got afterwards.
To be fair,
that was just like, it was such a small like stage area for us, considering how much we jump about and stuff. But there was just something about it, like as soon as we got on stage, it was just like it was a good atmosphere for us, and the crowd were
I wasn't expecting it because basically the Exchange, for anyone who doesn't live in the area, it's a pub, and it is like a local boozer. It's not like an actual music venue. They very rarely put it on. So this room was filled with like people just who only wanted to be there to drink, and obviously there was a few people that were in support of School Aid. Now in this pub, the people before us were playing proper pub classics, so like Come On Eileen and things like that, and then everyone was up and buzzing, and we were looking at the crowd going, they're not going to like what we're going to do.
Yeah,
we thought we were going to empty the pub in our first song.
Like, I remember we put on our Instagram before, like, watch us crash and burn. Let's put bets on how quickly we can empty this room. But I actually dare to say we actually filled it up a bit.
Yeah, to be fair, we got, considering we did, like, even in our original songs, we got people dancing, and I'm glad that I made the conscious decision to play that gig with a single kick pedal rather than a double, because I reckon I would have cleared the pub with no double kick pedal. But with the single kick, because I couldn't do my really fast like triplet punk times.
Thank God.
I think, yeah.
So our best one, would we say, is our headline show, Open for Falling Free, and The Exchange?
I'd say out of all of them, it was the opening for Falling Free, because that's the busiest and the most not the most energetic. The most energetic was our headline gig, but it was by far the busiest show we've played. It was packed out.
Crowd reaction as well.
Yeah.
To be fair,
obviously Falling Free had played, and that was just amazing.
I remember that gig for the sole fact of when I got on stage, I thought I was going to throw up. I was genuinely, the first few songs, like, trying to look at Ellis like I'm going to be sick. And then my sister turned her phone around because she was at the front and my mum was watching FaceTime. So I was like, hi, Mum.
I remember before we went on, we were us lot are at the back, right? And I know we were gonna keep this PG family friendly, but we've already swore a few times. Ray looked at me and went, "Fucking shit, innit?" And I was just thinking to myself, like, if I know you're nervous, That's gonna make me nervous because you never
That's-
get nervous.
That's one thing. It's something that I'm not sure if Rachel experiences, but me and Nathan for the past year and a half. It's been like this for Nathan for as long as I've known him, but for the past year and a half, I've not been nervous walking on a stage.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Can't
that gig,
Every time I have a
that-
panic attack.
yeah, that gig, I literally I saw the crowd because it's not the biggest of venues, but it fills up.
It's a
Yeah, but it should calm you down though.
long. So it's
Yeah,
like
and-
the sound travels back, so more people in the room. It's like this
And
is
they keep the door open so people downstairs can hear.
so it's really
That-
the back as well.
So
Yeah, but
obviously it was like this.
Yeah.
So it was full, and I looked at it as there like I'm actually quite nervous for this one, and I've never seen fear roll into Ellis's eyes quicker.
It was like I'm always a little bit nervous for a show, but when you're nervous, that's when I'm
That's when you need to worry.
nervous.
Yeah, but the thing that should really calm you down is the fact that all these people are here to see us. Like, they all came.
Well, not always.
But they
It was
weren't- they were
falling
here to
free.
see
like,
Well, not
Fallen
just
Free.
Like, no, I'm on about like our headline show. So like, everyone came to see us. That was like a massive
Yeah.
show. Like,
Also,
huge.
well,
feel like-
Planet were amazing for that. Shout out to them, brilliant.
Yeah,
I
shout out to Clem.
honestly, for the Falling Free gig, before it started, I was going around going, no one's going to come. Absolutely no one's going to come. And then people started coming in. I was like, okay. And then I didn't actually look around properly because I was like razzing about getting like, starting to have my pre-show panic attack. And then I walk
Ritual.
on stage to put my mic on or something, and I turn around and look, and I literally almost started crying. I was like, there's too many people, I'm gonna die.
Before we go on, so like we have to go on, like get our instruments, like our pedal boards turned on and stuff, and it's like right, we need to give a signal to Damo when to play. I remember I switched my pedal board on, turn around, right, amps on, plugged in, look around, I'm thinking, that's a lot of people.
I thought
The
there'd be
thing
like
is-
3 people because we've had gigs at the Yorkie where no one's turned up, and it's only recently we've had people turning up to our like self-promoted gigs.
Also, regular people as well.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah, we've got regulars.
It's actually the same people come back each time, which I love.
The thing is, I've said that the Falling Free gig is one of the biggest gigs we've played. It isn't, because we played against Ellis. You weren't in the band, sorry. We played Blaze Festival, which was in the middle of Preston City Centre
Oh yeah,
on a warm Saturday. So everyone was walking past, but
You didn't
they
even have
weren't
a
there to see
playback,
us.
did we?
They weren't there to see us. Whereas the Falling Free gig and our self-promoted headline gig, both at the Yorkie, people were either there to see Falling Free or they were there to see us, and that was just sort of knowing that like people have come, they've paid money to come see us. So if we mess it up, there's gonna obviously people aren't gonna be happy. Yeah, but
to be fair, that gig,
what a great feeling.
we only got that gig because we won a competition. The competition was sending an application of what you'd want us to film if we was to film you in a music video. So we sent ours and we made it really simplistic, thinking nothing of it. And then they got back to us and they sent us a contract and an invoice to sign and everything. And they was like, okay, we're going to film a music video. So RKP actually does have a fully finished music video for Runaway. But we've never released it because it's kind of got lost in the archives.
It's unfortunately the way when we did it, the setup in which we were using wasn't the greatest. So like we kind of had to play the song and hope that it matched up with the music, and it didn't. So the entire video was like completely out of time. But that's no fault.
We did a gig and we had people come to the gig to be in the music video.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
again, because we just played the song, it was all out of time.
After all this is finished, we will start shooting some music videos as well for to go along with our stuff.
Yeah.
Front Garden definitely, because obviously it's a single, and Runaway as well.
Yeah. So they should be coming, I'm going to say, early next year.
Also, we will be looking for people to be in them as well. So eyes peeled on those. Next question.
Okay, so what band do you absolutely hate? Like, what's one musician that everyone loves but you can't? So mine's Billie Eilish. I really can't listen to their music. It really annoys me. Like when her music comes on, I get angry, like physically angry. I have to leave the room. I
Oh.
don't know what it is.
I hate Drake with a passion.
Who? Drake.
Right.
Drake. I don't know why. It's just something about him. I just hate him.
Mine's the Smiths.
I
the
can't
Smiths
stand
with
the Smiths.
burning
The Smiths
passion.
are so.
I like Johnny Marr, but
No, just the Smiths. They can all absolutely do one.
Nathan's gonna say 5 Seconds of Summer.
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I can't think of anything.
I also don't really like
Blood on the
Oasis
Dance
that
Floor.
much. It depends on my mood.
Blood on
Like
the Dance
when
Floor.
I don't like when like bands cover Oasis, but I went to see the Cortinas a while ago, and for their first song, they didn't actually play it, but they put on the instrumental for What's the Story, Morning Glory, and they had all of Manchester Arena sing it for them, and that was like a moment where I was like, okay, I feel really cool. I feel like I'm proud to be Northern, you know.
Nathan, what would you say? You know, if you had to just shoot one.
If I had the chance to abolish a band, right, all the emos are gonna hate me for this, but
Mike
Blood on
Kemp.
the Dance Floor. Blood on the Dance
Oh
Floor.
yes,
on the dance
Blood on the
floor.
Dance Floor have
With
ended
a
anyway.
burning passion. Anything that is scene music in a
It's
whole
so bad.
get crushed. In there with country music as well. So country music and scene music to me are one and the same thing. They should die.
You're gonna have 1,000 bats turn up at your door with pitchforks.
Yeah, so what you've just done there, Nathan, is you've not attacked one fan base, you've attacked a fan base of an entire genre.
Yeah, to me, right. Everyone thinks.
Well,
that if
applications for
devil-
guitarists start now.
like if everyone says right that when the devil comes to end the world, he's gonna come down with the sound of the Doom soundtrack or some stuff like that. But to me, in my imagination, the devil's gonna rise up from the sands, and 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton's gonna be playing. That to me is more terrifying than listening to a Slipknot soundtrack and the demons coming. That's well more terrifying.
Okay, Rachel. Next question.
Right, so I need to get it up because I just got someone asked me a really stupid question, so I had to delete it.
Yeah, I got asked a really stupid question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. It's literally only directed at me. It's a guy I work with, Ben. He asked if I'm going to get more than £500 in my bonus this month. Absolutely not. I don't do my job properly. There you go.
Oh, I've got one.
Go.
As a musician, would you date another musician? No.
I'm
Musicians are
too
so
ugly to date.
selfish.
I've just got a message off Clayton saying you be sounding hot, baby girl.
Oh
I
no.
thought I'd share that in the chat that I have a better relationship with Rachel than Rachel has with him. Wait, no. Relationship with Clayton than Rachel does with Clayton. That one.
To answer the question, yes, I would date another musician. I don't have anything against it, as long as I am a better musician. Anything else will not be accepted.
See the issue, yeah. There's no issue around that.
Right. Honestly, I've dated other musicians and it's the worst decision. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's
that's
awful.
because you always like to compete with everyone, Rachel. That's why it doesn't work.
What?
Yeah, you're a very competitive person.
No, I'm not.
You compete with everyone. If someone say if a really good singer came up to you and was like, "Yeah, date me," and you were like, "Yeah, you really hot, cool, let's date," and then you found out that he sung, and you were like, "Nah, can't be doing with this. He's better than me." No.
Mate, if Luke Hemmings came up to me, the god he is, and asked if I wanted to date him, I would quit this band. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, bye. I'd be like,
So you would date musicians?
Hemmings and make that
if
happen.
it's Luke Hemmings, if it's any member of 5 Seconds of Summer, especially Luke Hemmings, I'm in.
Sorry, how old
Bye-bye.
is he again? How old is he again? Isn't he like?
It's
late
23. It's 23.
And
5
you're
years
like,
older than me.
you're like under 20. No, that'd be nonsense, Rachel. Can't be having that.
Next question.
The next question is: have you ever been to a concert and it's been really, really bad? Like, have you ever had a bad concert you paid to get into?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That one time I went to go see Paramore with Rachel. Start of it, the whole thing was amazing, but then the after part was awful.
We don't need to talk about that.
That's why I'm not.
Probable worst one.
What was that gig that got cancelled of yours, Ellis?
Oh yeah, when I went to see the vaccines in Blackburn, it was like 6 or 7 songs in, and they went, "Oh yeah, there's a problem with the barrier at the front. We're gonna have to cancel it." I was fuming.
Did you get your money back for that?
No, they just rescheduled it and then did the full show again. But
Fair enough.
I'd say that at the time that would probably, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've been.
No, I'm pretty decent on that side of things.
Actually, I wouldn't count that as one of the worst gigs because they were brilliant. It was just the venue that made it crappy.
I've not paid for a bad gig yet. Because like I've obviously been to Download Festival, which was good. There was a few bands there that weren't particularly great, but that was made up because I saw Avenged Sevenfold, one of my all-time favorite bands.
Right, if we're talking about festivals, yeah. When I went to Leeds Fest in 2014, I saw Jake Bugg for Arctic Monkeys. Jesus Christ, it was music that he could actually like put you to sleep. He's the most boring musician I have ever seen play on stage in my life.
Actually, yeah, to be fair, when I went Download, I went to see Black Veil Brides because they were opening for Shinedown, who were opening for Marilyn Manson. And honestly, I was with my friend Ed. Everyone here knows Ed. Ed fell asleep while stood up watching to Black Veil Brides. They were that bad.
He was on drugs though, so let's calm down.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Not that night.
He's probably just like really hungover. Props.
Right, what is the next?
To be fair, it was the Sunday.
Right, so I've got one just for Nathan. How does Nathan groom his flumptuous beard? You don't have a beard anymore.
What beard?
You guys are wondering, beard oil, beard shampoo, beard lotion and conditioner, and a little bit of balm.
I wasn't expecting an actual.
No, me neither.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's how it goes. And for some reason, my oil smells like chocolate orange as well with my balm. It's just really nice to sniff. But it was getting too hot at this point. It was getting like to the point where when I ate food, everything was dropping into my beard. My mustache was sucking into my mouth every time I had a drink. It was getting too overwhelming. So I just decided, rather than shave my head, which I'd already done, is just shave my beard.
Just for who was at home, can you take your hat off?
Oh yeah. I look like and the next point in my grooming life is I'm gonna grow my hair out to what it was. Not really curly, but like just like medium length, I think. And then I'm just gonna keep my beard short for a little while as well.
Wait, hold up.
Plan for like the next 5 years to grow.
I have questions for each of us.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Right, Riley, why you got the looks that kill?
Oh, who put that?
Clayton.
Clayton, fair enough. I don't, but he can have me anytime he likes.
Is he getting to that point of the call now?
Yeah.
Ellis.
Okay, go.
Some random person, I don't know them, on Snapchat said, "Why has Ellis got the best fashion sense and can he give me any tips?"
Ooh.
Is it sleep?
I don't know. It's some random person.
What's the name?
I don't even know. It's literally just emojis. It's honestly just some random person. I don't even know them.
Stalker.
I don't know.
Shop at Forever 21. That's what Ellis is going to be doing for the next 5 years of his life.
My biggest fashion designer. I'd probably, I don't know. I just like to dress well. Fashion tips is buy everything off ASOS. That's what I do. Or Top Man.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah, I really want to know what that is now.
Right. So I got one saying. 1 minute, let me read it word for word. Why do you double up as a stripper and take your clothes off on stage?
Gets too hot. Gets way too hot.
It does get too hot. to be fair, like I'm jumping about and I don't wear that like many layers on stage anyway.
Is that
So
the same person that asked my question?
yeah,
That is rude.
I know. So it's like guys can take the shirt off on stage, and I've got a
I
bra on.
don't, though.
I have a bikini on
Yeah,
underneath
Riley
most
keeps
of the
his shirt
time.
on.
So what's the
Yeah,
problem?
keep my shirt on. Don't want to get those chebs out.
But yeah, that's what I got. So maybe I'll have to start layering up now.
Yeah, Nathan, what's the question?
What?
Does Nathan not have a question?
That was
He asked
about
about his beard.
Oh, is that it?
Does
Have we
a
got any more?
musician's physical attractiveness play a role into the music you listen to?
Does
Yeah,
the what?
every time I look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's old body from the 80s, just inspires me to write pop punk.
No,
I think-
no, that's not
No,
the
no.
question. It means like if a band's attractive, does that make you more like, oh, I might listen to this band?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. That's why I listen to Machine Gun Kelly, Youngblood, 21 Pilots.
Kelly has got braces tattooed on him.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sick, to be fair.
What?
And then obviously, Paramore. I only listen to Paramore because of Hayley Williams.
Who is that laughing?
Someone found that funny.
I think that's Karen.
Come back, I miss the kids.
You are?
Was that Karen?
We
No,
have
that's my sister.
we have like 3 more questions.
We're over an hour.
Oh dear.
One of them was, do you have any like pet peeves as a musician? Like,
Yes, I'm going to answer this straight off, and it's aimed directly at Riley. When he plays while we're trying to talk in rehearsal.
oh, that's the worst.
Nathan, can you show me that part? Sorry, what? I didn't hear. Yeah, we know you didn't hear.
Yeah, it's the worst. Especially when you're trying to tune as well.
Yeah, Riley, hang on. I just want to tune up, and all I can hear is like 40,000 beats of a double kick pedal.
Have I ever sent you the photo, and it's like the band when they're trying to tune, it's like the drummer, and he's like whack.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. That is probably the biggest pet peeve I think we can all say.
I know one of mine is like if I say I'm in a band, people automatically go like it's one of those that either go, oh, is it a good band, or is it go, oh, like a hobby, or is it like an actual band? And I'm like, what do you mean an actual band? It really annoys me. I'm like, what are you on about? Or when I come off stage and people tell me that there's been mic problems, I'm like, I know, I was there. Like, it really annoys me because I'm like, I know it's awkward for me. Stop telling me about the mic problems. I get really like in my own head about it. But let me find the other 2. I have 2 left.
To be fair, I don't actually have any pet peeves like that. It's never really been an issue. It's because I'm pretty docile. So like, I'll play the drums, I'll come off, and I'll probably go for a nap. That's usually how that one goes.
I tend to try and get a bit of, like, if we're playing up more music and they have the dress room, there's that nice comfy leather sofa. I'll try and get a bit of shut eye on that leather sofa beforehand. That's my thing to do. Or just find somewhere quiet just to sit. Well, yeah, actual pet peeve when people bother you before a show.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you're already
And
stressed.
that you're too good for everyone. So
Yeah,
go look at Ellis is too famous.
I don't know. I don't mind it when people like come and chat to you and that. But then when you just sat there like, and you just minding your own business, and everyone just comes up and it's just like, just go away.
There you go. Public service announcement from Ellis. If I'm playing a gig, don't talk to me. I don't like I'm too good.
Until afterwards, yeah, that's how.
Yeah, because even if
I
you
get
get nervous, there's always some kind of tension before going on stage.
Yeah.
So, because it's not down to nerves, because I'm not bricking it, but there is always a little bit of tension due to, obviously, we are about to go perform in front of a group of people. So approaching us before a gig is never normally the best of idea. If you ever want to speak to us, approach us after a gig, because we'll probably be so euphoric that we may hug you and stuff like that. May throw you into the crowd. Might even bring you on stage. We've done that before.
Right, second to last question.
The
Do you have any?
penultimate.
Do you have any pre-show rituals that you do?
What team?
I always go for a wee. Right before we go on stage, I literally run for a wee.
I have one.
What?
I'll always go to the toilet before a show, and then if I'm wearing shoes with laces, I untie them and then tie them again. Or if I'm wearing like my boots, I'll take them off and then put them back on. And I always wear 2 pairs of socks.
Why?
Just do.
Yeah, smelly feet.
I
Nah,
do.
I want to keep my feet warm.
I do the drum stretches. So if like so I literally copy Travis Barker's warm up routine, his complete movement routine, even like how he stretches. I do that. I'll probably go for a few laps of the audience just before. Just before I
Yeah,
go on
I
stage.
try and go introduce myself to the audience and thank them for coming before we
Yeah.
go on stage, and then I do it again afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
The one thing I tend to
I'd
do is
say-
I have through my hand ready, just sort of like moving my hand about a bit like that, because
Yeah.
obviously you need to get your wrist movements ready.
and then
I
obviously
normally
we
do this. I grab like this little area where there's 2 balls here in my throat, and I massage them, or I'll start jumping in the place I'm at. I'll just jump and go like that with my hands, and I'm sort of psyching myself up. So I'm like, yeah, let's go, woo, woo. And then me and Riley started doing the what team chant
Wow.
before
Yeah.
gigs, so that's been hyping me up a lot. But yeah,
We're
I
getting
always
the whole
make
band
sure I
involved
go
in that,
for a
to be
wee
fair.
or poop before stage because I'm so nervous about that when I'm on stage.
Nathan's just cool as hell.
Yeah, no, I'm just being quiet because my family's trying to talk to me and they're saying really inappropriate things to me right now. They're doing the equivalent of, do you know, like when you're on a call to your friend and then they all start making sex noises? This is what my
Yeah.
family's doing right now.
Next question.
Do you 1 minute? Adding on to that, do we not all have a quick check in the mirror before we go on stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Gotta
that's
make sure
like
you look good.
that's a given. What's the strangest or best crowd interaction you've had? I really liked when we was at the cantina and I think it was Jack shouted "play teeth."
Yes, he had it
I
written.
Yeah.
He had
Or
it written
the
on his
encore that
phone.
we had for
He was
Runaway.
holding it up.
Yeah, that was good. I liked when
The encore for Runaway at the headline gig.
Yeah,
Where we got
I
asked,
like
we
that one
literally
crowd.
finished playing Runaway, and then they were like, play Runaway again, and we did, and then that's when Ellis went into the crowd. There's many videos of it. That's where I punched him in the face, which is iconic.
I'm trying.
I'd just like to explain that moment because I never saw you come in because my back was to you. As I turned around, your hand just was like cleans me out.
I
I'd probably say one of my most favourite ones was it wasn't a band one. It was when we opened for Falling Free, and it was the last song, Runaway, and there's a video of it, and Dom is at the front. Big up Dom, love Dom. Dom is at the front, and you can just see him like hyping it up, and I'm stood right in front of him. It's just, you know, you get that connection. It's just like a vibe. It's like, yeah, it's gonna go off. It's gonna go off. And then you just see him jump up, and his afro just flops, and it's an amazing little video.
one of my favorite
I'm
crowd
running low on
interactions.
phone battery now, so sort it out.
Right, listen, one of my favourite crowd interactions was I got very, very, very strict rules on the introduction of each band member at the last gig. And I was like, fine, I'm
I
not
know
going to
what
do
you're
it.
going for.
I know what this
I
is.
normally say, I introduce everyone, and it's an ongoing joke. We go, Riley the Cabbage Hull, or Cabbage Patch Hull, whatever. And I was told by Riley specifically, and other people, don't do it.
Just
So
say
I was like,
Cabbage.
right, okay, I didn't. So I was gonna go Riley Hull, but as soon as I got Riley out, someone in the crowd shouted, "The cabbage!" really loud, and I loved that because I was like, yes, the cabbage lives on.
I hate it with a passion.
I thought you was gonna say when we was playing Teeth and people kept talking.
Oh yeah. So at the last gig we did, a lot of stuff happened at that last gig, so we were all really like pissed off, and we were on stage, and you could tell because of how we were playing, and I think that's why it became such a good gig. And I noticed these people, they come to our gigs, they've come to the last like 4 gigs of ours in a row, stood front row, face straight as anything, and you know they've paid to see us. I don't care. but then they were turning around the entire time and talking and like had their back to us. So instead of a verse, I think I turned around and went, "Stop talking while I'm singing or go away." But I think I swore instead.
A lot more explicitry in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was, I've never gotten mad on stage where I've said something to someone in the crowd like that, but it was to a point where I was like, that's ridiculous, you know. But I did like the crowd interaction at the end where I shouted, because it wasn't our gig technically. I went, everyone come on stage, do what you want. It's not our gig, not our show, it's yours. Do what you want. And then everything kind of went mental afterwards. People were on stage, climbing on things.
Someone got thrown across the drum kit, which was funny.
I think Nathan's got trampled all over.
Yeah, my pedal board got trampled on so many times. Everything just that wasn't supposed to be on got turned on. Like,
He had like delay, like he's like
looped the chords. Someone turned the phaser on. The delay was on for whatever reason. So I'm playing what I think is correct, and then underneath that is a chorus ahead, like with a delay and a phaser effect on it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like, guys, I know you're enjoying yourself, but please just move to the left a little bit. Just
I moved all my stuff to the left of me, so I was quite safe for that.
Was that when I like started saying, you know what, just come on stage? I thought maybe one person would come on. I think there was like 10, and it's a tiny stage.
There was 10 or 11 people that came on. I was like, whoa! Considering it's such a small stage as well.
It is a really tiny stage.
The
thing is,
quickly.
It took a solid 30 seconds for somebody to get on the stage, and when that one person did, an army came on.
I think the first person who came on stage, I think it might have been Reese. I'm not sure.
All I'm going to say is, Reese and Lucas, right, those two do bits for us. But when those two came on stage, all I could just see was Reese slamming into everyone. And it was the best thing I've ever seen.
Oh,
yeah,
or when we said, we was introducing Karen, or we finished Karen, and I went, everyone say massive F you, Karen, thinking like one person would do it, but everyone did it. And I'm really glad they did, because otherwise I would have felt really awkward and left.
So
got any more questions?
No, that comes to the end of our Q&A. Also at the end of it, I think there's a few people we have to thank. Big thank you, More Music, obviously.
Massive thank you, More Music.
Big up More Music. Falling Free for obviously doing our favourite show.
Yeah. 100%.
Falling Free for everything, for being a band, not even for helping us, for just being.
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna get a Falling Free tattoo. I've said it now.
I said it a while ago. Effectively, Falling Free, massive thank you to those guys. As if anyone's aware, they are genuinely one of my favourite bands, and it's not just because they're local. And we are so far up their bums, it's unbelievable.
You are.
Me and Rachel.
Thank you to Plant, obviously, for supporting us at our headline show. And on the back of that, Mad Squirrel Productions, which is Reese and Lucas's company, who organise the shows and they put events on for us.
Yeah, it's really cool to have that behind us.
I think every other venue that's had us probably.
Every other venue, yeah. Sad to see that Yorkshire Taps has gone to Yorkie, but there's other places. Big up Andrew Shepherd for funding us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't do a lot without that. Big up to everyone who has also been involved with us, whether it be production, recording.
Can I say thank you to Leroy for helping us with not only standing in for drums for the majority, Riley, of our gigs, but also helping us with our EP, adding little things that he thought would work extra, and also like Rachel Parsons, she's been a big help in our career, giving us
all music in general, has to be honest.
Yeah, basically, and also a massive thank you to everyone who's and continues to listen, stream, download, everything. Also comes to our shows, bought our merch. Yeah, we have merch out now. Basically, just everyone who's been there for
Oh,
5
and
years.
one that I do have to mention, big shout out and big thanks to Jade and Tom, because I've never
And James,
we've never played.
he comes as
Yeah,
well.
and James, but those three they've been at every gig, and they're some of our biggest supporters. So thank you to those guys.
We've got people like Dom, we've got people like Gemma, we've got Jade, we've got Tom, we've got James, Lucas and his mates. They always turn up. Just people who support us day in and day out. Just
thanks to everyone.
Also, thanks for like our families for helping us with everything, from getting to gigs to, helping us prepare for stuff and coming to gigs when they can.
Is this video going to end at some point, or are we just going to thank everyone that we know?
No,
I want to thank everyone I know. Thank you, Go Burrito. I'm waiting for the sponsor.
I want to thank them for always ironing my jeans and my shirts before a show. She always does that.
Thanks to Terry for always being there. For all 3 gigs that Terry's turned up to. That changed Ter's dog.
Thank you to my dogs. You supported me as well, guys. Thanks for that.
Thank you for Nathan's beard, because it's just been a masterpiece throughout this time it's been here.
Right, that's it. I'm done.
Right,
we're done.
Done.
Enough's enough.
Enough's enough. That's it now. You're probably sick of it by now. If you watched this far, well done. We'll probably
this camera quality is going to be so bad as well.
We'll upload this to Facebook. You know, it's an hour and 26 long.
And the next time we do one of these, we will be all together in the same room, hopefully.
Yeah, we will do another one of these. Oh no, I think probably do a few more of these on like this. But I think next time we'll do one. We'll be in the studio and we'll have some behind the scenes vlogs and stuff. Us recording.
Yeah, we'll start posting a lot more, and we'll start doing I don't know. We might put a competition out or something. Do something fun or somewhat stupid. Letting someone tattoo one of us. That'd be a fun thing. I'd let someone tattoo me for the band.
Bottom line of everything, just watch this space and see what happens.
Okay, nice one. Right, sound.
See you in a bit.